What's going on, guys? So today we're going to continue with the Far From Home wave, and we have here the Mysterio figure. Now this figure is going to come with two fisted hands, and those are the only accessories that you get with them. So no effects or anything like that came with the Marvel Comics version of Mysterio. Now the figure does come with a cape, which is removable. You just have to pull the head off. So on the cape itself, there is a little peg that's right in here that's going to fit into this little slot. So once it's pegged in, it keeps the cape nice and close to his back. Even without the head on, it's not going anywhere. And then once you pop the head on, then you're in business. Now, one thing I appreciate about the design of the cape is that they didn't make it too long. I've seen them do that on some figures where the cape is so long that it interferes with standing the figure. This cape is fairly pliable, so I haven't tried it yet, but we'll go ahead and try it now, like getting him in a kneeling stance. I'm assuming that the cape won't interfere too much. I don't know this to be a fact, but we're gonna go ahead and try it live on camera because that's how I roll. So, so I mean, as you can see, you can get him kneeling down just like that. He does have, since we're in the territory of articulation, he does have double jointed knees, as you can see there, double jointed elbows, but the ab crunch, he only goes down about that far, goes back a little bit, so you do have ab crunch, but there's not a whole lot of mobility. On the inside of the cape, you have little triangles filled in with kind of an emerald color. His helmet is not translucent. It has this kind of pearlescent shine to it with some sparkles in there, so you can't see through it like the previous Marvel Legends version based on the comic character. However, his armor does have a lot of detail, which is appreciated. You get the nice gold in there, the green, purple. All of those come together to form a nice figure, and he does have the gauntlets. And what I appreciate most about the design is that they stayed pretty true to the character in the comics. And so now let's go ahead and compare him to the previous Marvel Legends version based on the comic character. Okay, so now that we have the two side by side, you're able to get a better understanding of what I meant by the attention to detail and kind of the color scheme. The original Marvel Legends version over here, it does have the fishbowl that you can kind of see through and see his head in there, which is pretty cool. I like this version too, so can't say which one I like better. You guys let me know in the comments. I know there's also a version out there that had him, I think, with the green head inside. But as far as the figure itself, on this figure you don't get a lot of paint apps. You don't get anything really. It's just a solid green with lines going through. His gauntlets obviously do have some detail, and he has the eyes on the cape there. There's some designs on the inside of this cape. And this version also comes with effects that you can put on his legs there and take off. So we'll turn him around, and you can see from the back, you know, this version, the flaring out. And this being a more realistic version, you know, like I said, it's based on the MCU. So I'm strictly doing this comparison just so you guys can see the difference of them side by side. I'm not going to compare them, obviously, to say which one is better, because one's an MCU version and one is a comic version. So, you know, it's kind of apples to oranges in trying to do those types of comparisons, because with an MCU figure, you're going to be more concerned with how accurate it is to the movie. And with the Marvel Legends comic-based version, you're going to be more concerned about how accurate it is to the comic book. So with that said, let me go ahead and move into my final thoughts on this figure. Okay, so for final thoughts, I think they did a great job with this figure. I don't have any complaints at all, to be honest with you. The paint apps are nice. I don't really care if you're able to see inside his helmet or not. I think that they could have added an unhelmeted version of him. That would have been appreciated, as always, because we don't get any effects. So it would have been nice to have the I think Jake Gyllenhaal is his name. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the actor that plays Mysterio in this movie. So it would have been nice to have an extra head that you can swap out. Maybe we'll get it at some point, who knows. But overall, I think they did a great job with the figure. I'll obviously still have to wait and see the movie, and I'll try to do some research and see what pictures I can come up with online to see how accurate this is to the movie. But I like it. I appreciate the detail they put on the back, on the cape. I think that's a nice touch. The helmet looks good. The articulation is on point. And for MCU collectors, I think this is going to be a must buy. You know, it's Mysterio in the MCU. You got to get him. So if you're not an MCU fan, you may pass on this. You may pass on this entire wave. Who knows? I think this is going to be one of those waves where people are going to tend to pick the characters that they want, because the Build-A-Figure Molten Man is not that exciting of a figure in my opinion. So there's certain figures that I think are going to be more popular than others, and this is going to be one of them. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up and move into the next one. Thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time.